शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। पूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरजानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम्। नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै। नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यो नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः। ॐ नमः परमहंसास्वादितचरणकमलचिन्मकरन्दाय भक्तजनमानसनिवासाय श्रीरामचन्द्राय ॐ। So we have finished Sarga 31 of Balakanda yesterday. Now we are going to start 32nd Sarga. And am I audible? It is showing poor connection.
You are audible, sir. You are audible.
Okay. So we will start with 32nd Sarga. Where did we stop yesterday? Is that Vishwamitra, after the finishing of his yaga, and he vacates his Siddhashrama also, he invites all the Vanadurgas and he informs them that he is leaving. So one can assume that perhaps he is leaving the ashrama back to their what should I say, their guard. And then he leaves, and when he's leaving, the Siddhashrama Munis also go along with him. He wants to go away to Himalayas now. On the way, he is going to attend Mithila's the yaga in Mithila, and then from there he will go back to the and they also say that they also ask Rama to come with them, and they say there's a very nice bow there. You will like it. If you see that bow, you might like it because you're a prince. And the animals, birds, etc. of that ashrama, Siddhashrama, also follow them up to some distance. And then Vishwamitra says, now you please return back to your place, and things like that. And they reach this bank of river Shona. On the Shona Nadi Tira, they are there, and then they spend the night there. So they finish their Sandhyandanam, etc. and they are all assembled. So some time for doing some talking, etc. So they spend. So Vishwamitra is there, he's a Mahatma, so some satsanga they are having with him perhaps, and then they sit there. Rama, Lakshmana also come, and they ask him about the place. So Rama, from the beginning we have seen, as a kid, as a child, he's very inquisitive, so he wants to know the history of the place, etc. And then Valmiki nicely says, so Noditaha Ramavakyena Kathayamasa. So he was pushed by Rama's question, and therefore Vishwamitra started speaking, and we said that here pushed by Rama's words. So Ramavakyena Noditaha is very significant because now he is tell the story of his ancestors. His own story will come a little later, but even the story of his ancestors, all great people. Perhaps he was not very keen on he himself saying it, but Rama asked, so he started saying it. And this is how the next sarga is going to start. We will see. Atha dvatrimsha sargaha Brahma yonir mahanasit kusho nama mahatapaha aklishta vrata dharmagnaha sajjana pratipujakaha. So Brahma yonihi. So this great kusho nama mahatapaha. So mahan asit. This great Brahmanasa Putra called Kusha used to be there. So there used to be one great person, Mahatapasvi. His name was Kusha, and he is Brahma Yonihi. Brahma Yonihi means Brahmaiva Yonihi Utpatti Sthanam Yasya Saha. So Brahma is his origin. He is born from Brahma. That is, he is Brahmanasa Putra, Brahma Yonihi. Mahan, he is a great person. Mahan Asit means, so there used to be there. Mahan Asit Kusho Nama Mahatapa. His name is Kusha. So Nama is used in Prasiddhyarte. So there used to be that Kusha, so that great, very famous person, Kusha. He is a Brahmanasa Putra. And then Aklishta Vrata Dharmagnaha. So he is Aklishta Vrataha. Aklishta Vrataha means, so Aklishta Vrataha means he whose vratas are, so he has completed his vratas without any vignas. So his vratas are something for which there is no badha. So badha rahitam vratam sankalpaha yasya saha aklishta vrataha sa eva dharmagnyascha. So aklishta vrata dharmagnaha means he is an aklishta vrataha and he is a dharmagnya. So he is an aklishta vrata dharmagnya. What kind of dharmagnya? So he is a dharmagnya, and then what kind of dharmagnya? He is an aklishta vrata dharmagnya. That's the literal kind of way of understanding it. But what it means is that he was an Aklishta Vrataha, somebody whose Vratas never went in vain. So with even if Vignas came, he kind of, you know, could overcome those vignas and finish all the vratas or the pledge or whatever he takes up, he could finish it. And he is also dharmagnaha. And then sajjana pratipujakaha. Sajjana pratipujakaha is, so he used to worship all Mahatmas also. Pratipujakaha, see, Pratipujakaha says, means that he used to worship back. That means all Mahatmas used to worship him and he also used to worship back. Pratipujakaha is, so he used to reciprocate the worship or the praise or the, what should I say, the satkara that he got from Mahatmas, he reciprocated it also. Now this Kushaha, so because of Kusha, Vishwamitra comes in this Kusha's lineage, therefore he is called Kaushika also. So Govindaraja is nicely defining what Kushaha means. Kushaha means Kau Bhumau Sheta iti Kushaha. Shete iti Kushaha. So one who Shete means sleeps. Okay, so one who resides, you can say, on earth, he is Kusha. And why did he get the name? He resides in the earth. So why do you have to say he resides in the earth? Everybody resides in the earth. So no, he is Brahma Manasa Putra. He could have stayed in Brahmaloka, but still he came down to earth and he lived here. That's the meaning. So Brahmaloke Anavasthaya Prajapalane Dattadarataya Bhuma Avasthanat Kusha ityasya nama Ataiva Kshatriya Vyaparat Kshatriyoyam iti, this Govindaraja is saying. So he was interested in Prajapalanam. So Prajapalane Dattadarataya. So he had interest, or he had respect towards, so he had some value towards ruling people with dharma, you know. So dharmically he wanted this. So he wanted dharma to be there on earth. So he wanted to rule dharmically. He was interested in that. Therefore he didn't stay in Brahmaloka and he came down to earth. That's why he's called Kushaha. Kushaha means one who stayed on earth. So why specifically you have to say? Because he could have chosen to just remain in Brahmaloka, but he did not do that. He came back. He came to earth. That's why he got the name Kushaha. Now, sa Mahatma Kulinayam Yuktayam Sumahabalan Vaidarbhyam Janayamasa Chaturas Sadrishan Sutan. So sa Mahatma, Saha is Kushaha, that Kushaha Mahatma. Kulinayam Yuktayam Vaidarbhyam. So Kulinayam is, so in that Vaidarbhyam means one. So Videha Raja Putri. So Videha so Videha is a part in Maharashtra. I think even today it is there. So that Videha. So Rukmini also was called Vaidarbhi. Vaidarbhi means Videha Raja Putri. Yesterday this Maithili also came, you know. So Vidarbha becomes so Vaidarbhi there, and then Maithilaha there for Mithila. So this is called Adi Vruddhi, you know. So Mithila, when Mithila has become Maithili. So and here Vidarbha, from that Vidarbha Rajaputri is Mithila Rajaputri became Maithili. Vidarbha Rajaputri became Vaidarbhi. So that Maithilasya there also, all that is called Adi Vruddhi. So Adi Vruddhi is that E is becoming I, you know. And then one more somewhere we will see here also. So Kaushambi we will see later. So Kushanabha and things like that. Those names we will see. Kushamba, from Kushamba it became Kau. So Kushamba was one of the king's sons of this Kusha. He built a city, and that city was called Kaushambi. So why that Au came for U, from Kushamba it became Kaushambi. All this is called Adi Vruddhi. So the first kind of, what should I say, vowel there gets Vruddhi. Vruddhi means, so Vruddhi Radhech, the very first sutra of Panini. Vruddhi means, yeah, Janaki is also Adi Vruddhi only that way. So Vruddhi means At, Aich means I. So Eong, Ayauch. So I and Au become Vruddhi. A, Dirgha Kara, A, and I and Au. These three letters are given a specific term in Vyakarana called Vruddhi. And then Vruddhi Radhech is the very first sutra in Panini's Vyakarana, and the second sutra is Adeng Gunaha. And so Ad and Eng. So these Eng is a what should I say, is a Pratyahara there. So Eng means Ayun Rudru Keong. A and O are called Eng. So At, so Haswa Akara and A and O are called Eng. Are called Guna. So the Guna word is a technical term in Vyakarana. Guna, elsewhere it means, so Guna means quality, etc. In Vyakarana, Guna means these three letters. So Tattvavedantaji says, it seems his guru used to joke, and it's a very running joke, at least in Telugu speaking states. So if you see according to Prakriya, so the very first sutra is Vruddhi Radhech and second sutra is Adeng Gunaha. And elsewhere, when he's actually defining sandhis, etc., he starts with Guna Sandhi first and Vruddhi Sandhi comes later. So people ask, why did he start with Vruddhi? He could have said Adeng Gunaha first. So Vriddhi, by just saying Vriddhi Radhaich there, Vriddhi is the very first sutra. So Vriddhi is Mangalarthaka there. So may this Shastra also get Vriddhi, may the students get Vriddhi, that's the meaning. And Vriddhi is Briha Bruhi Vruddhau. So Brahma comes from that dhatu, Briha Bruhi Vruddhau. So that he is doing Brahma Smarana, etc. That's why he is doing Mangalacharanam there. That's why he started with Vriddhi Radhaich. And suppose you ask why don't he start with Adeng Gunaha, he could have started with Adeng Gunaha. So this is the running joke. So if you are Telugu speaking, you will understand. Then it seems the Guru will say, Nik Adeng Gunam, why are you asking like that? Adeng Gunam means, so what kind of question are you asking? Why are you asking like that? So Adeng Gunaha. So that Adeng Guna has a second sutra. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this Maithili, Vaidarbhi, etc. These are called Adivriddhi, and there are various sutras how Adivriddhi comes there. Anyway, in this Vidarbha Raja Putri, so there was one Vidarbha princess, I suppose. So to that Vidarbha princess, or maybe she is Apsarasa or something, it comes here. No, it comes later, I think. Anyway, so it comes later. So this Vidarbha Raja Putri is there, princess of the Vidarbha region, which is there in Maharashtra now also. To her, and she is born in a very noble lineage, Kulinayam Vaidarbhyam, in that Vidarbha Raja Putri, in that Vaidarbhi, who's Kulina. Kulina is one who's born in a nice, very noble lineage. And Yuktayam means, so she is very appropriate to him in terms of her own sadgunas. Yuktayam means Atma Sadrishayam. So she's very appropriate for him. Like this Kusha is a Dharmatma, she is also a Dharmatma, etc. In such an appropriate and noble wife, that is Vidarbhi, through her. So Chaturaha Sutan Janayamasa. So Chaturaha Sutan Janayamasa means through her, to that Vaidarbhi, this Kusha begot four children. And what kind of children? Sadrishan. So they are equal to him in their qualities, etc. And then Sumahabalan. So Mahabalan means itself they have great power. Sumahabalan means even great power. Nobody can conquer them. Such kind of power they had. So such kind of four children he gave birth to through this with Vaidarbhi. So Vaidarbhi, Vidarbha Rajaput. And what are their names? Maharshi is saying Kushambam Kushanabhancha Asurta Rajasambasum Deepti Yuktan Mahotsahan Kshatra Dharma Chikirshaya. So why did he give birth to those four children? So Kshatra Dharma Chikirshaya. He didn't give. So this is one thing that we see, at least in Dharma Shastras, it is there like that. So we should not be at least having any taboo in discussing such things, which is that so wife and husband coming together for any other sake was not accepted. So you either come together only to have children, or you don't have such relationship at all. So that was kind of all Orthodox religions have like that. So that's why there was, when contraceptives etc. was introduced, a lot of resistance from Orthodox religions. Everywhere it was the case, because that was not encouraged, at least. So for whatever reason, but why am I bringing it here is so he begot children, that is he came together with his wife not for any pleasure or something, but Kshatra Dharma Chikirshaya, for the reason, I mean for the sake of continuing the Kshatra Dharma, that is ruling. What is Kshatra Dharma? Is ruling over. So somebody has to rule over after him, therefore he begot four children. So Kshatra Dharma Chikirshaya means that. So even Vivaha also, the Sankalpam says that I am marrying her for Dharma Praja Abhivriddhyartham, etc. So that lineage has to continue, etc. Anyway, so I just mentioned this because the Kshatra Dharma Chikirshaya is there. Chikirsha is Kartum Ichha. So for the sake of continuing that Kshatra Dharma, he begot children, and four children. And what are their names? Kushamba, Kushanabha, and Asurta Rajasa. Asurta Rajasa, there are. So Amurti Rajasa Pathantaram is there, but Tilakakara has taken Asurta Rajasa and he has explained that word also. I will tell you. Asurta Rajasa and Vasu. Four are their names. Kushamba, Kushanabha, Asurta Rajasa, and Vasu. And they are Deepti Yuktan. So they are dazzling. So the great Kanti they had. Deepti Yuktan, Mahotsahan. Mahotsahan is, so it's a very enthusiastic people. That is a very active people. Deepti Yuktan, Mahotsahan. So Chaturaha Sadrishan Sutan Janayamasa. Sadrishan means Atmana Sadrishan. So equal to Kusha himself in capability, etc. So four such sons he gave birth to. And then Asurta Rajasa, Tilakakara is explaining Asurta Rajasam Navidyate Surtam Prasutam Rajo Yasya Tam iti. So that is, so in him there is no trace of Rajoguna. That is the meaning. So Asurta Rajasa means there is no trace of Rajoguna in him. So these 4 sons he gave birth to. Then after giving birth to them, he instructed them something. What did he say? Tan uvacha kushah putran dharmishthan satyavadinaha kriyatam palanam putra dharmam prapsyatha pushkalam. So tan uvacha kushaha tan putran chaturaha putran uvacha, to that kushaha he told his sons. What did he say? So putran uvacha, to his sons he said. So what kind of putran? Dharmishthan satyavadinaha. So they are dharmishtha. So he is also dharmagnaha, and they are also dharmagna, and they are dharmishtha also. That is, so they had so much of, so predominantly dharmic people. That is, they are completely dharmic people. That's the meaning. And they did many dharmic karmas, etc. Such people, satyavadinaha. So they always spoke truth. Such kind of sons they were. And what did he tell them? Kriyatam palanam putra. Hey putraha. So palanam kriyatam. So you rule over, according dharmically you rule over. So dharmam prapsyatha pushkalam. If you do so as kartavya karma, you rule over, and if you do like that as kartavya karma, then dharmam prapsyatha pushkalam, dharmam prapsyatha, that is pushkalam, dharma phalam, punyam prapsyatha. Prapsyatha means you people will obtain great dharma. Pushkalam dharma, dharmam prapsyatha. You will obtain great merit, great punyam you will obtain if as kartavya karma you do prajapalana. कुशस्य वचनं श्रुत्वा चत्वारो लोकसत्तमाः निवेशं चक्रिरे सर्वे पुराणां नृवरास्तदा. So कुशस्य वचनं श्रुत्वा, Kushaha is their father, so कुशस्य जनकस्य वचनं श्रुत्वा, having heard those words of Kusha, having listened to him, so चत्वारः लोकसत्तमाः, those 4, chatvaraha means those 4 people, lokasattamaha. What kind of people they were? They were very best amongst people on earth. So lokasattamaha niveshan chakrire, puranam niveshan chakrire. Say sarve means all those 4. Sarve means all, here it means all those 4. Nrivaraha, sarve and nrivaraha. Nrivara again also means best amongst human beings. So aranam nr, so nr means human beings, nrivaraha is best amongst human beings. Tada means Kushasya vachanam shrutva, having heard Kusha's words, thereafter what did they do? Puranam nivesham chakrire. Puranam nivesham means Puranam nirmanam. They started building cities for themselves. So for each of them builds one city each. He's going to tell all those things later. So Puranam nivesham chakrire. Nivesham chakrire means nirmanam chakrire. They started constructing 4 cities for themselves. Perhaps that's how it used to be, because there are vast expanses of land which was unoccupied or something like that. So people go there and build a city, something like that. That's how we see that the city was built by them, that city was built by them, they say even today. So like that, these people built 4 cities. So 4, he's not telling in this shloka, that will come later, but the idea is each of them built one city for themselves. And he's telling the names of those cities. Kusham Bastu Mahateja Kaushambim Akarot Purim Kushanabhastu Dharmatma Puranchakre Mahodayam Asurta Rajaso Nama Dharmaranyam Mahamatihi Chakre Puravaram Raja Vasu Nama Girivrajam. So each of them, one city they built for themselves. Kushambastu Mahatejaha. So Kushamba, this Kushamba, the elder son Kushamba, he built a place called Kaushambi. So Kaushambim Akarot Purim. Kaushambim Purim Akarot. That is, he made. Akarot means he made. That is, he constructed a city called Kaushambi. Puri city. So Purim, Kaushambim Purim Akarot. This Kushamba, who's Mahateja, he constructed this Kaushambi. Today also there is a place called Kaushambi, but ValmikiRamayana.net website says Kaushambi is Kanauj. So I don't know these historical details, but Kaushambi is also a place. Even today it is there in Uttar Pradesh, but he says it is Kanauj, so maybe it is Kanauj. So Kaushambi, Makarot, Purim, and then Kushanabha. Kushanabhastu, what did Kushanabha do? That Dharmatma Kushanabha, Mahodayam Puran Chakre. So that so he built, Chakre means he built. So this is singular here, Chakre is plural. So Chakre is, he built this Puri called Mahodaya. He built this Mahodaya place. Asur, so this Kushanabha is the grandfather of Vishwamitra. Okay, so Asurta Rajasaha, so Asurta Rajasaha Mahamatihi, Dharmaranyam Nama. So this Asurta Rajasa, who's a Mahamati, so person of very great intelligence or very magnanimous heart or something, also you can explain that way. So he built a city called Dharmaranya. So Dharmaranyam Nama Puravaram Chakre. You can add that here. And then Vasu. So Vasuhu, what is this Raja Vasuhu, this King Vasu, what did he build? Girivrajam Puravaram Chakre. This Puravara means great city, so best amongst the cities. So Puravaram, Girivrajam Nama Puravaram Vasuhu, Raja Vasuhu Chakre. This Raja Vasu built this city called Girivraja. So 4 of them built 4 places. Kushamba built Kaushambi, Ushanabha built Mahodaya, Vasutarajasa built Dharmaranyam, and Vasu built this Girivraja. एषा वसुमती नाम वसोस्तस्य महात्मनः एते शैलवराः पंच prakashante samantatah. So now why did he tell all this story? Because Rama asked what is this place, that they are in. So he's telling now this place, Esha means that which is in front of us, that is around us. This place is that. So Vasumati means built by that Vasu, that Girivraja which Vasu built, this is that place. So Vasumati is another name for that Girivraja. Vasumati nama vasostasya mahatmanah, tasya vasoho mahatmanah. This is the Puri. So this is that Puri of that Vasu who built Girivraja. This is that city Girivraja, and it also has this another name called Vasumati. Vasumati also means Prithvi actually. So here maybe not the entire earth, because his brothers have also built other cities, specifically. That's how Tikakaras are saying Vasumati is another name for this Girivraja. Now, ete shailavarah pancha prakashante samantatah. So there are these 5 great tall or big mountains in that Vasumati, I suppose, around them it is there. So he's going to say this Nadi, Shona Nadi, is flowing between those 5 mountains. So you can imagine there are 5 mountains around. So ete shailavarah pancha prakashante samantatah. Samantatah prakashante. So very nicely, beautifully, samantatah actually means completely. So samantatah prakashante. So very nicely they are shining. That is, they are very very predominantly they are visible. That's the meaning. So usually when mountains are there, sometimes you see small mountains and then big mountains, etc. So these 5 are very prominent amongst the mountains that you see here. So 5 mountains are surrounding this city, or there are 5 mountains in that city. That's the meaning. Ete shailavaraha means so mountains. So shailavaraha plural is used because pancha, pancha shailavaraha prakashante. Ete means it's there around them, so in front of them it is there. Sumagadhi Nadi Ramya Magadhan Vishrutayayo Panchanam Shaila Mukhyanam Madhye Male Vashobhate. So Sumagadhi Nadi. So this Nadi that you see around, this is called Sumagadhi. Sumagadhi Nadi, another name for the Shona Nadi. So Sumagadhi Nadi Ramya is very beautiful to look at this Nadi. Magadhan Vishrutayayo. So this is Magadhan Vishrutayayo. Sorry, Magadhan Vishrutayayo. So this Vishruta Nadi, Sumagadhi, its name is Sumagadhi. Why is it called Sumagadhi? Because it is Ayayo. So Magadhan Ayayo. Ayayo means, so check your books whether this is written as Magadhan Vishruta and then space Yayo. Is it like that? Or Magadhan Vishruta and Prashlesha is there and Yayo. So it becomes Magadhan Vishruta Ayayo. It has to be there. At least Tilakakara and Govindaraja are telling it is Ayayo, but the Prashlesha is missing in my print. So going by the Vyakhya, that Prashlesha should be there. But anyway, Magadhan
here. I don't know. Magadhan Vishruta Ayayo.
So Magadhan Vishruta Yayo. So it should that Prashlesha should be there. If it is Magadhan Vishruta Ayayo, like that, if it is written, then the Chandas won't fit in. So that Prashlesha should be there. Magadhan Vishruta Yayo, it should be like that. But Prashlesha, if Prashlesha is missing, then it becomes Yayo. So anyway, not to confuse you, what it only means is this Vishruta Nadi called Sumagadhi. This is called, why is it called Sumagadhi? Because so Magadhan Ayayo. Ayayo means it is going and enter. Ayati and Yati. Yati and Ayati means it is going and coming. So it is going and coming from this Magadha Puri. So Magadhan Ayayo means it is entering and exiting this place. Therefore this Magadha place, therefore it's called Sumagadhi, that Nadi. And Ramya, very beautiful to look at. And how is it? Panchanam Shailamukhyanam Madhye Maleva Shobhate. So this is flowing between these 5 mountains, the 5 mountains that, or hills or whatever, parvatas that he just said. So this Sumagadhi Nadi, it flows between these 5 mountains, Hirama, and how beautiful it is like a mala that is connecting these 5 mountains, he's saying. So Panchanam Shailamukhyanam Madhye. So Madhye means so around it, that's the meaning. So in between in between those 5 mountains, this is Maleva Shobhate. It is shining like a mala in between those 5. So we have Necklace Road, etc. In Hyderabad also is the same idea. This is Necklace River, not Necklace Road here, Necklace River. सैषा हि मागधीराम वसोस्तस्य महात्मनः पूर्वाभिचरिता राम सुक्षेत्रा सस्यमालिनी. Saisha hi Magadhi Rama. This Magadhi Nadi, it is also called Magadhi, and this sorry, Saisha hi Magadhi. So Saisha Magadhi. This Magadhi is the city. This Magadhi is the city, and this Nadi that is flowing in and out of that city is called Sumagadhi. And this Magadhi city is the same city that Vasu built. You know that Vasumati Girivraja. This is the same city Magadhi. He Rama. Tasya Mahatmanaha Vasoho Esha Magadhi. That is Tasya Vasoho. This Magadhi, this area belongs to that Vasu, or you can say maybe Magadhi is the river also. So Vasu has worked upon, built upon, and did a lot of work, you know, for that river, for that area. That's why it is called Magadhi. Sa Esha, that is Saisha. That Girivraja, this is that place, Magadhi. Rama Tasya Vasoho Mahatmanaha. Tasya Vasoho Mahatmanaha. So it belongs to that Vasu Ityarthaha. That is, it belongs to Vasu means that Vasu has worked upon it. He has done a lot of construction activity perhaps there. Therefore it belongs to Vasu, he is saying. And Purvabhicharita Rama Sukshetra Sasyamalini. So Purvabhicharita means it is flowing in the eastern direction. Towards east it is flowing. So Purvabhicharita means Purvadig Vahini. It is flowing eastern, in the eastern direction. Hey Rama Sukshetra Sasyamalini. Sukshetra means, so there are, so the places on either side of this, either banks of this river, so they are very fertile. So Sukshetra, very fertile lands are there on either side, either banks of that river, Sumagadhi. And Sasyamalini. Sasyamalini is, so it is, Sasya means crops are forming as though mala to that river. So that is a field with crops on both the either banks of the that river. So Shiromani Kara is explaining Sukshetra means Sukshetra Shobhanani Kshetrani Ubhayakulavartini Yasyaha. So Ubhayakulavartini, that is on both the banks of that river, Shobhanani Kshetrani. So very nice fertile lands are there. Kshetra means, actually Kshetra you can take as another, you know, just a place, city or something like that. Kshetra also is the name for this field, agricultural field is also called Kshetra. So Sukshetra Shobhanani Kshetrani Ubhayakulavartini, on both banks it is. So very fertile lands are there. And Sasyamalini. Sasyamalini means Sasyabhinna Mala Asti Asyaha. So there is some mala to this river on either banks, but what kind of malas? That mala is sasyas only. The crops that are grown on either side forms the mala for that river. So very fertile lands. That's the meaning. On either banks of this river, there are very fertile lands. Now he could have ended the story with here. Rama just asked who's what should I say? So what place is this and what is this river? That he has explained. This is that Vasu's river, Vasu's area, kingdom, and this river is called Sumagadhi or Shona. So this he could have ended here, but perhaps he was also in a very contemplative mood, etc. Now he starts telling Akasmat. He starts telling the story of Kushanabha. Which was strictly not Rama's question, but then you can imagine he was in a good, what should I say, very contemplative mood. Yeah, it's a beautiful Rupaka. You can think about how the river is flowing between the what should I say, between the mountains, and then on either side. So it only means that there are a lot of fertile lands on either side. So Mala itself, you know, so Anvaya Vyatireka we use in Vedanta something called Anvaya Vyatireka. Anvaya Vyatireka and Tarka etc. is used in one sense. I'm just diverting because it's a small chapter. So there is something called Anvaya Vyatireka that we use. Usually what Anvaya Vyatireka means is, for establishing Karya Karana Bhava, Anvaya Vyatireka is used. So Tat Sattve Tat Sattvam Tad Abhave Tad Abhavaha. So Tat Tasya Karanam, this you would have heard. So Tat Sattve Tat Sattvam. So if it is there, if A is there, then B is there. If Tadabhave Tadabhavaha, if A is not there, then B also will not be there. If this holds, then A becomes the Karanam for B, and B becomes the Karya of A. So this is usually Anvaya Vyatireka. So Anvaya of A means, so there is Anvaya of A when B is there. And if A is not there, then there is Vyatireka of B. B is also not there. Usually that is how Anvaya Vyatireka Nyaya is used. Sometimes in Vedanta that is also used. But in Vedanta, Anvaya Vyatireka also is used in a very particular sense. So this is, whether Shankara himself uses it in his bhashas, I don't know, but Sureshwaracharya definitely uses it. Panchadashi, etc. also it comes. So Anvaya Vyatireka, perhaps Sureshwaracharya who started it, I don't know. Maybe it's there in the Bhashyams, but Anvaya Vyatireka in Vedanta means something else. That is, so Anvaya Vyatireka is used in this Avasthatraya Vichara. So there is Anvaya of Atma in, you start from the Jagrata Avastha, and in the Swapna Avastha there is Anvaya of Atma and Vyatirek of Sthula Deha. So in the Swapna Avastha, Atma is there. Even though the body is not there, Atma is there. So that becomes the Anvaya of Atma. And even when Atma is there, the body is not there. That the Sthula Sharira is not there. That becomes the Vyatireka of the Sthula Sharira. Now you go back to deep sleep. In deep sleep, in Sushupti, even though there is, so even first you have to say Anvaya, let's say. So even though the Karana Sharira is, sorry, Sukshma Sharira is not there, Atma is there. That becomes the Anvaya of Atma. And even when Atma is there, the Linga Sharira or Sukshma Sharira is not there. That is the Vyatirek of Linga Sharira in Sushupti. And then come to, in Sushupti means Karana Sharira. And then you come to Samadhi. In Samadhi, Atma is there, but this Karana Sharira means Avidya. Okay, Avidya is not there, but Atma is there, and that becomes the Anvaya of Atma and Vyatireka of Avidya. So this Anvaya Vyatireka is used like that. So for this an example is given. Why am I telling all this? Mala example is given. In Mala there is Anvaya of that Sutra and Vyatireka of a bead. So how do you define a Mala? There's some technical definition to it, I don't remember, but the essence of the definition is Mala is something in which there is this Anvaya of the thread. The thread is there everywhere, but beads in each individual bead, the other bead is not there. So if you take bead A, in that bead A, bead B is not there, but thread is there. If you come to bead B, bead A is not there, but thread is there. So that's how Mala is defined. Anyway, so here also you can imagine as though the Parvatas are the beads and the river is the Mala. You can imagine something like that. So even Sasya also, if the river is flowing in between mountains, etc., then even the fields will not be completely one full stretch. In between the mountains will come, so it will be broken to that level. So that there are gaps in between, something like that you can imagine. Now to come back to the story, so he finished what Rama asked him. He finished explaining, but then now he's telling the story of his own immediate, rather direct or own grandfather. So these Vasu etc. are also his grandfathers, his grandfather's brothers they are, but this his own grandfather story he starts to say. And this is the story I was telling you about. So this Kushanabha has 100 daughters. This story of these 100 daughters of Kushanabha, that is Vishwamitra's aunts, if you like. So it's a very, very, so that's how I remember. If some corrections to be made in the relationship, we will go ahead and make the correction. But as far as I remember, they are the aunts of Vishwamitra. So very powerful, very impactful story for Rama. That story is now starting. कुशनाभस्तु राजर्षिः कन्याशतम् अनुत्तमं जनयामास धर्मात्मा घृताच्यां रघुनंदना. Hey Raghunandana, hey prince of this Raghu clan. So Kushanabhastu on the other hand, tu means now, so tu sometimes means cha, but tu generally means on the other hand. So he is now shifting, diverting from the story, starting the story of Kushanabha. Kushanabhastu Rajarshihi, that Kushanabha was a Rajarshi. So Kanyashatam Anuttamam Janayamasa. So he gave birth to Kanyashatam. Kanyashatam means 100 Kanyas. He gave birth to that Dharmatma. He was also Dharmatma, Rajarshihi, Dharmatma, and through whom? Through Ghritacyam. Through Ghritachi or in Ghritachi, he gave birth to 100 daughters. This Ghritachi is an Apsarasa. So that Apsarasa was his wife, and through her he gave birth to, in her, he gave birth to 100 daughters. That is, these 100 daughters are the daughters of Kushanabha and Ghritachi. So Shiro Govinda Raja has a very nice Vyutpatti to give to Ghritachi. Very interesting it is. He gives two meanings to Ghritachi. Ghritavat Purusham Drishtva Dravati Satyanchati iti Ghritachi. So one meaning is, so Ghritachi, Ghrita means ghee, so when it seems this lady, when she sees men, so she melts away like ghee and she goes towards them. So Ghritavat Purusham Drishtva, having seen a man, Dravati she melts, and Dravati Sati, having melted, Anchati means she flows or she goes towards them. Iti Ghritachi. So Kushanabha Bharya, or the other way. So Ghritavat Purusham Kritva Anchati tiva. So or the other way, when men see her, they melt away and they, or she goes to them, or they come to her. That's the meaning. So Ghritachi. So two ways, either she melts and goes there on seeing men, or men see her and they get melted by her beauty and things like that, and they come to her. So that is the meaning of Ghritachi, he's saying. So through that Ghritachi, he gave birth to 100 daughters. तास्तु यौवनशालिन्यो रूपवत्य स्वलंकृताः उद्यानभूमिमागम्य प्रावृषीव शतह्रदाः. So they grew up and they became young people. So all 100 were born at the same time, you should imagine. So don't ask me how is it possible, etc. So you should take the story as a story. तास्तु यौवनशालिन्यः रूपवत्यः स्वलंकृतः ताः. Tastu is now they grew up. Those Taha means those 100 daughters. Yavana Shalinyaha. So they were now in their prime of their youth. So they had youth. That's the meaning. Yavana Shalinyaha. They had Yavanam. So that is the young ladies now, young girls. Rupavatyaha, very beautiful to look at. They had beauty. And Swalankritaha, very nicely they were decorated with abharanas, etc. Udyana Bhumi Magamya. So they have come. So actually 12 and 13 you should read together. Udyana Bhumi Magamya Pravrashiva Shatahkradaha. Let me read those two shlokas. Tastu Yavana Shalinyo Rupavatya Swalankritaha Udyana Bhumi Magamya Pravrashiva Shatahkradaha Gayantyo Nrityamanascha Vadayantyasturaghava Amodam Paramam Jagmurvarabharana Bhushitaha. So Tastu Yavana Shalinyaha, young, Rupavatyaha, beautiful, Swalankritaha, very nicely decorated, and Sarvabharana Bhushitaha, so very nicely decorated with all kinds of abharanas. Swalankritaha, Sarvabharana Bhushitaha, Udyana Bhumi Magamya. So they went to this Udyana Bhumi. Udyana Bhumi is a park that there was there in their palace, I suppose. So Udyana Bhumi Agamya, having come to that Udyana Bhumi. So how did they come? So they came Pravrashiva Shatahhradaha. So they all came together. That is what Valmiki wants to say, or Vishwamitra wants to say. And how is he saying? Pravrashiva Shatahhradaha Agamya. So like a thunderbolt strikes when it rains, when it rains, a thunderbolt strikes. But when you look at a thunderbolt, so it will kind of there is one kind of main what should I say, ray of light, and then like roots it spreads over, something like that. So these people all came like a flash. They all came together and spread in that park. That's the meaning. Pravrishi means while it is raining. Shatahhrada means thunderbolt. So Pravrishi Shatahhrada iva Udyana Bhumi Magamya. And how did they come? Gayantyaha, they came singing. Nrityamanascha, dancing. Vadayantyastu. So they came. So while they were coming to the park, they were nicely enjoying and coming, singing, dancing, playing musical instruments, etc. They were coming here, Raghava, and having come, Agamya means having come, they attained lot of happiness. So they were very happy, very happily. They were having a gala time, I suppose. They came to the park. Amodam Paramam Jagmuhu. They obtained great Amoda. Amoda is great happiness or some kind of joy they had having come to the park. Amodam Paramam Jagmuhu. They attained happiness. So they are Varabharana Bhushitaha. That's a great Varabharanas, Shrestha Bharanas they had. Nice golden ornaments they had on them. So such kind of these 100 princesses, they came to that park. And then what happened? Athatascharu sarvangyo रूपेणा प्रतिमा भुवि उद्यान भूमिमागम्य तारा इव घनान्तरे ताः सर्वा गुणसम्पन्ना रूपयौवन संयुताः दृष्ट्वा सर्वात्मको वायुरिदं वचनमब्रवीत्. अथ means thereafter, having, so now they have come to the park, and ताश्च ताः चारु सर्वांग्यः means चारु सर्वांग्यः means, so they have all their body parts, body features are very beautiful to look at. So charu means beautiful, sweet, etc. also meanings are there. Charu here means beautiful. Charu sarvangyaha means they are very beautifully built. So charu sarvangyaha rupena pratima bhuvi rupena pratima. So apratimaha. So rupena bhuvi apratimaha. That is, there was no match to their beauty on this earth. Bhuvi means on the earth. In the pratima is there is no equal match to them in their beauty. Rupena apratimaha. Then Udyana Bhumi Magamya Tara iva Ghanantare. So Udyana Bhumi Magamya, having come to the Udyana Bhumi, how are they looking? They are looking Tara iva Ghanantare. Ghana means so Megha. Ghanantare means Meghanam Madhye, in between, on a cloudy night, perhaps you should imagine, cloudy night, and then, but then you see here and there some stars also you see. So in between the shrubs of that garden, these people are scattered in that garden, they are that scatter, is the scatter plot, Valmiki is putting. How is it looking? It is looking like stars are there in between clouds on a cloudy night. Here and there stars are there, like that in that park. These 100 princesses are there. Tara iva ghanantare ta sarva gunasampannaha, all of them very gunasampannaha. They have lot of sadgunas in them. Rupa yavvana samyutaha, they had beauty and very young in age still. They are young ladies. So taha drishtva, having looked. So somebody came there and saw those people. Who is that? So Vayu came there and he looked at these very beautiful young girls, 100 people. Idam vachanam abravit. He spoke the following words to them. He saw them. He came there, he saw them, and he spoke the following words. Why did he come there? So why did he come to that park where these girls are there? Because he's Sarvatmaka. Vayu's so bhava is to flow here and there. Vayu is there always. So Sarvatmaka means Sarva Sanchari. He roams about everywhere. So he just happened to kind of blow there. So in that breeze he came. That Vayu is the breeze. He came there and he saw these young people, young girls, and then he took his form and started speaking. So he found them very attractive and he spoke the following words to them. What did he say? Drishtva 15 is over. Aham vah kamaye sarva bharya mama bhavishyatha manushastyajyatam bhavo dirghamayuravapsyatha. So aham vah kamaye sarva, aham sarvah kam, so yuyam sarvah kamaye, so I desire all of you, that is I find you very attractive, so I want to have some nice time with you. Aham vah kamaye, so I desire you, that's the literal meaning. Desire all of you, sarvaha vaha, so all of you I desire. Bharya mama bhavishyatha, so you please become my wives, he's saying. Manushas tyajyatam bhavaha, so you don't have any human kind of feelings, as in it's not appropriate like this and things like that. Such human emotions you don't have. Manushaha bhavaha tyajyatam, so this human feelings you please give away. Dirghamayum avapsyatha, so you will get a long what should I say, long age, long lifespan if you kind of agree to my wish and satisfy me. That's the meaning he's trying to say. So dirghamayum dirghamayuhu avapsyatha, that is you will obtain great longevity, etc. So so he is just trying to tempt them. That's what Tikakaras are telling. He is not really interested in marrying them. We will see that later actually. He's not really interested in all that. He just wants some momentary happiness from them. So he's telling all kind of words to kind of tempt them, and he's telling, so don't have any human kind of thoughts in your mind. So don't think we are human beings. That's how Tikakaras are all writing, that we are human beings, you are a devata, how is it possible, and things like that. All those things you forget, and if you kind of, so I have this power that I will bless you with long life, etc. All that he's saying. And then he says one nice verse, chalam hi yavvanam nityam manusheshu visheshataha akshayam yavvanam prapta amaryascha bhavishyatha. So this first half of the line is very nice quotable quote. He's telling chalam hi yavvanam nityam manusheshu visheshataha. Yavvanam is youth. So chalam hi yavvanam nityam. So nityam chalam yavvanam. So that is the meaning. So this youth is something that is always going away. So you are always aging, even when you are in your teens, very sweet age, but then that is also going away day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute. It is just going away. So chalam hi yavvanam nityam manusheshu visheshataha, especially in human beings it is going away. That is comparatively to devatas, their lifespan is shorter, the time scale, etc. is shorter, not lifespan, all of them live for 100 years, let's say, but the time span is very even quicker. So especially amongst human beings, so chalam hi yavvanam nityam, yavvanam chalam hi means, so definitely it is just very momentary, it is passing away all the time. It's a quotable quote, we can say. So akshayam yavvanam prapta amaryascha bhavishyatha. So on the other hand, so if you satisfy me, I have the power that I will give you akshayam yavvanam, I will give you long lasting youth, I will give you. So you will obtain prapta, akshayam yavvanam prapta, you will obtain long youth, so everlasting youth. So amaryascha bhavishya, amari, so amara and amara means devata, and the feminine version is amaryascha bhavishyatha. So amari cha bhavishyatha, you will all become Amaris. That is, you will become all Devatas, because I am a Devata and I have. So if you come together with me, you will also become a Devata. So this Chalam hi Yavvanam Nityam Manusheshu Visheshatah, like I said, it's a quotable quote. So he's quoting it in the wrong sense. He's quoting it to tempt them, but then it's still a quotable quote. It's a nice word. So people say, so Udara Charitanam to Vasudeva Kutumbakam, it seems in Hitopadesha or Panchatantra somewhere some jackal has quoted it, etc. So jackal has quoted it, okay, I don't know, I haven't read. Okay, even if jackal has quoted it, it's still a right word, so right kind of meaning. So of course contextually the reason why they are quoting it is different, but the fact remains that Udara Charitanam tu Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Here also the fact remains that Chalam hi Yavvanam Nityam Manusheshu Visheshataha. So especially amongst human beings, so Yavvanam, so Yatikshanam Yavvanam, so Yatikshayam Yavvanam, there is a very nice shloka like that in Vairagya Shatakam of Bhartrhari. I'm not able to remember. So yeah, Yatikshayam Yavvanam, that is the second line of that shloka. I'm not able to remember. Very nice shloka. So even Shankara says, Ma kuru dhana jana yavvana garvam harati nimeshat kala sarvam. So in one moment, kala is just, he will take it away from you. So don't have pride with regards to dhana, jana and yavvanam. Dhana is wealth and jana is fame, popularity. Don't say so many people know me. So yavvanam, youth, don't have that kind of pride towards these things. Anyway, so chalam hi yavvanam nityam manusheshu visheshatah. तस्य तद्वचनं श्रुत्वा वायोरक्लिष्टकर्मणः अपहास्य ततो वाक्यं कन्याशतमथाब्रवीत् तस्य वायोः तद्वचनं श्रुत्वा, तद्वचनं is mohaka vachanam श्रुत्वा, very tempting words having, so they hear those words of Vayu, श्रुत्वा vayoho aklishta means satya sankalpaha, all his words are always accomplished, so he is called an aklishta karma. Aklishta karma is somebody who has always accomplished all his activities. Whatever he decides to do, he has achieved them. So he is a satya sankalpaha, somebody who has thought to do something, he will not rest till he is finished. Such kind of words, shrutva vayoho aklishta karmanaha vachanam shrutva apahasya tato vakyam kanyashatam atha bravit. Apahasya kanyashatam abravit. Those 100 kanyas there. So apahasya, they kind of teasingly, so they laugh at him and they say the following words. So Kanyashatam tataha means thereafter. So they hear his words and then they laugh at him and say the following words. Vakyam abravit. They say the following words. What do they say? Antascharasi bhutanam sarvesham surasattama prabhavajñaschate sarvah kimartham avamanyase. So antascharasi bhutanam. So this is also, so prana, Vayu is nothing but prana, and prana is flowing in everybody, in all of us, that prana is going in and out. So antascharasi bhutanam, sarvesham bhutanam antascharasi. Antaha is, so Shiromani Kara etc. defining it in different way. I will tell you that also. But antascharasi bhutanam is, you are going in and out as prana. You are going in and out of everybody. Hey Surasattama, hey best amongst gods. Or antaha can mean madhye. So bhutanam madhye charasi. Charasi is, you are moving about. Bhutanam madhye, you can take antha, sometimes means madhye also. So in between human beings you are flowing, that's the meaning. But then this antascharasi bhutanam, if you take, you are flowing in and out of people, then it seems very appropriate, because they are hinting at, you already know what is in our mind, we are not interested in you, that you know, but still you are making this kind of offer. So that they are trying to hint at in the next half. So if you say antascharasi as something that is moving in and out, it makes more sense. Prabhavajñascha te sarvaha kimartham avamanyase. This prabhavajñaha means we know your prabhava, that is one meaning. Or it can mean that you know our power, that also it can mean, that is, you know what is there in our hearts, or it can also mean prabhavajñaha, we know what power you have, how much power you have, we know. That is what they are saying. Prabhavajñascha te sarva. Sarva means all of us. Te prabhavajñaha, we know your power. Kimartham avamanyase. So why are you kind of insulting us by making such offers? You know what is in our hearts, and we also know what your power is. So this is very inappropriate offer that you are making. Why are you insulting us by making such kind of inappropriate offer? That is what they mean to say. So now they are telling their power. What is their power? They are saying Kushanabha Sutadeva Samasta Surasattama स्थानाच्चावयितुं देवं रक्षामस्तु तपोवयं सो कुशनाभसुताः हे देवा हे वायो we are Kushanabhasutaha, we are daughters of Kushanabha. Samastaha Kushanabhasuta. So all of us, these 100 people here, all of us are Kushanabha's children. Surasattama, he best amongst gods. So sthana Chyavayitum Devam Shakta. So we are capable of even, so Devam means, so even we are capable of even removing, displacing gods from their status. That is the meaning. So we have this great power, tapashakti we have, that if you misbehave with us, we have this tapashakti to dislodge you from your position. That shakti also we have. Sthana Chyavayitum. Chyavayitum means to cause, to dislodge. So sthanat, from your position, Chyavayitum devam api Chyavayitum shaktaha. So even gods we can dislodge from their position by our shakti. So but why are we not doing it? So rakshamastu tapovayam. So we are just protecting our tapas. So if we curse like that, you will lose your position. But if we curse you, our tapas will go away. So we are protecting our tapas. So tapaha rakshamaha. So vayam tapaha rakshamaha. We are protecting our tapas. That's why tu means so we can curse you, but we are not cursing. That is the meaning of the tu there. So why are we not cursing? The reason is we are protecting our tapas. Rakshamastu tapovayam. We are protecting our tapas. That is, we don't want to spend on tapas on such silly things as cursing you, dislodging you from your place, etc. Therefore, we are not doing it. But please beware, we are capable of doing such things. Don't make such inappropriate offers. Ma bhutsa kalo durmedhaha pitaram satyavadinam avamanya swadharmena स्वयंवरम उपास्महे. So pitaram satyavadinam avamanya swadharmena swayamvaram upasmahe sakalaha ma bhut. So he durmedha, he durmedha. So he somebody, so they are addressing Vayu. Durmedha means somebody whose mind is corrupted. He corrupted mind fellow, he Vayu. So pitaram satyavadinam avamanya, having insulted or having disregarded our father who is Satyavadi, who always speaks Satya. So swadharmena swayamvaram upasmahe. So we will we will by our own choice we will choose our husband. So may such time never come. That is their intention. Sakalaha mabhut. So may such a time never come where we will disregard our father's wish and choose a husband for ourselves. So satyavadinam pitaram avamanya swadharmena satyavadinam, or you can say swadharmena, we follow our father's words as our swadharma, that way also. So satyavadinam pitaram avamanya swayamvaram upasmahe. So we upasmahe means we take recourse to swayamvara. So we disregard our father and take recourse to swayamvara. Such a time may it never come. Sakalaha mabhut. May such a time never come where we will disregard our Satyavadi father and take matters into our own hands and marry somebody that we like for ourselves. So now this very nice statement they are making next shloka. Yasya nodasyati pita sano bharta bhavishyati. So pita hi prabhurasmakam. Our father is our Prabhu, our Lord. So Prabhu, asmakam pita, asmakam Prabhu. Our father is our Lord. Pita hi Prabhu asmakam daivatancha. So he is our God also. So so Prabhu means he rules over us, and then daivatam, paramam daivatam. He is the ultimate God for us, our father. So pita hi Prabhu asmakam daivatam paramam cha saha pita. That father is our God for us. He controls us, and we look upon him as our ultimate God. Yasya so naha pita yasya dasyati saha naha bharta bhavishyati. So yasya means yasmai. That's the meaning. I think that's what Tikakara says. Yasya dasyati means yasmai dasyati. To whomever our father gives our hand in marriage, that person will become our bharta. So naha pita yasya dasyati, yasmai dasyati saha naha bharta. That person will become our husband. Bhavishyati, he will become. So pita hi prabhurasmakam daivatam paramam cha saha. Yasya nodasyati pita sano bharta bhavishyati. Tasam tu vachanam shrutva harih paramakopanaha pravishya sarvagatrani babhanja bhagavan prabhuhu. So he heard, Vayu listens to these words. Tasam tu vachanam shrutva. Tasam means that those 100 princesses there, you know, he hears those words of them. Harihi, Harihi means Vayuhu here. Harihi Paramakopanaha, with great anger. What does he do? Pravishya Sarvagatrani. He enters into all the body parts of these people. Sarvagatrani Pravishya. Gatra means organs. Sarvagatrani means all the organs. Pravishya, having entered. Babhanja. Babhanja is he kind of destroys. That is, so he kinds of causes them to some bones he breaks, something like that, and they end up becoming dwarfs. Dwarfs and Kubja. Kubja is I don't know what's the English translation for Kubja. Kubja is some hunchback. So Kubja is somebody who has a hunchback. So they become hunchbacked and dwarfs also. So they become short in size, they become hunchback, and they lose their beauty, etc. because this Vayu enters them and kind of breaks their organs, etc. Babhanja is Bhagavan Prabhu. Bhagavan is that, so Devata, that Vayu Devata, Prabhu. So Prabhu is again Vayu only, it's an address, that Lord Vayu. So he enters into their organs and breaks their bones, etc. and make them disfigured. They become dwarfed and hunchbacked. Now, Tah Kanya Vayuna Bhagna Vivishur Nrupatergriham Pravishyacha Susambhranta Salajja Sasralochanaha. So there's another Artha Shloka which is not there in Tilakakara's version, but in Govindaraja it is there. So I'm just mentioning the shloka. Aratni Matra Kritayo Bhagnagatra Bhayarditaha. This is just after shloka 33 and before shloka, sorry, 23 and before shloka 24. So this Ardha shloka is there. So Aratni Matra Kritayaha. Aratnis, they became very small. So Aratni is, I don't know, some measurement, small measurement. So Aratni Matra Kritayaha. Their Akriti became Aratni Matra. That is, they became very small. They became very short. That's the meaning. Aratni Matra Kritayaha. Bhagnagatraha. Gatra, I said, is organs. Bhagnagatra, their organs were disfigured. And Bhayarditaha, they are now extremely scared for what has all that has happened. Tah Kanya Vayuna Bhagnaha. Those Kanya, those daughters. Kanya literally means a virgin actually. So Kanyaha, those girls there. Vayuna Bhagnaha. So those, they have been disfigured by Vayu. Nrupater Griham Pravishya. They enter the house or palace of that king. Nrupati means king. So Nru means human being. Nrupati means one who rules over human beings. That is king. Nrupater Griham Pravishya. They enter the house of that king. And how do they enter? Sambhrantaha Salajjaha Sasra Lochana. Sambhranta is, so they are extremely, what should I say? Sambhranta is, so Sambhranta is Udvigna, extremely disturbed they are. Sambhrantaha, confused is one meaning you can give, but then one of the Tikakara, Shromanikara is telling Sambhranta is Udvigna, extremely disturbed they are. Salajjaha, they are very, so kind of they have become very shy of what all has. So those turn of events made them very shy. That is, they are extremely scared. So they don't know how will we face our father. Salajjaha, Sasra Lochanaha. So Sashru Lochana is another patha. Sasra also means, so Asra also means the same thing. Asra means tears. Sasra Ashru also means tears. Sasra Lochanaha. So they are filled with tears. So this Asra word, is used as a name in some other religions. It is used. Some Hindus are also using this word Asra as name, so it means tears. So it's a very inappropriate name to have, I suppose. Sasra Lochana, very teary-eyed they were. So that kind of people, Nrupater Griham Pravishya, they enter the palace of the king, and Vivishuhu, they fell down there. So they went and kind of collapsed in front of him. They went and all fell in front of that king. Now that king, Sachata Deita Bhagnah Kanya Paramashobhanaha Drishtva Deenastada Raja Sambhranta Idamabravit. So Sacha means that Raja Ta Deita Bhagnah Kanyaha Paramashobhanaha Drishtva. So he sees those Kanyaha, those princesses, his daughters. Daita is somebody for whom he has great love. So very, very dear to him those people are. Daitaha Bhagnaha, they are disfigured now. Kanyaha, those girls, Paramashobhanaha, they are very beautiful. They are otherwise very beautiful. Now they have been disfigured. Or you can say even in the disfiguration there is some beauty, but then that seems very inappropriate. So Paramashobhanaha, you should take that they were actually very beautiful, but now they seem to be disfigured. Drishtva, having seen them. Deenaha, they are in a very helpless, sorry state. Tada means having seen. So Drishtva, having seen. Tada, thereafter. So after seeing them, Raja Sambhrantaha. So that Raja also is confused. He's also shocked what has happened. idam abravit. He spoke the following words. What does he say? Kimidam kathyatam putryaha ko dharmam avamanyate kubjah kena krita sarvas cheshtantyo nabhibhashatha. एवं राजा विनिश्वस्य समाधिं संदधे ततः. So kimidam, hey putryaha, hey daughters, kimidam, what is this, what has happened? Kathyatam, so tell me what has happened, tell me Kathyatam. So ko dharmam avamanyate, who is that who has transgressed dharma, that is who has done this state to you. So ko dharmam avamanyate kubjah kena kritaha, who has done who has made you hunched back like this. So Kena, I think Tilakakaran is telling. So Kena, you put Kena Hetuna. So he has already asked who has done this to you, you know. So Kaha Dharmam Avamanyate, when he asked who has done this very adharmic act, who has transgressed Dharma. So now this Kena, you put Kena Hetuna. For why did he do? Who has done it and why did he do? So or you can say Kena means by whom this was done to you. Or Kena Hetuna, you can say why did he do? Who did it and why did he do this state to you? Why did he do this to you? Kena Kritaha. Kubjaha kena kritaha. So all of you have been made hunchback. For what reason? Why did he make like that? Sarvaha cheshtiyantyo nabhibhashata. Cheshtiyantya is, so Tilakakara is telling they are crying, etc. The cheshta means action, you know. Some crying, etc. they are doing, but they are not speaking. So the king is saying you are crying, etc. but then not speaking. So why are you not speaking? Say what has happened. Please tell me, etc. एवं राजा विनिश्वस्य. So चेष्टन्त्यः Shiromanikar or somebody is telling that through their signals they are saying, the signs they are saying but not speaking. So the king is saying, okay, don't convey like that, I am not able to understand, speak up, tell me what has happened. Evam Raja Vinishwasya Samadhim Sandadhe Tataha. So that Raja, Evam means so like this, in this way, that is this way, the way that he has spoke. Evam Raja Vinishwasya. Vinishwasya, Shiromani Kara is nicely saying he has taken a deep breath. Why has he taken a deep breath? Because when you see some disturbing thing suddenly, or you hear some disturbing news, you take a deep breath. So you should do that. That's literally how he's describing it. So he takes a deep breath because he's in shoka. Vinishwasya samadhim sandadhe tataha. Thereafter, having taken a deep breath, he samadhi here means concentration. That is, he's very concentratedly is looking for an answer from those people. He is very keenly paying attention to what they are going to say next. Samadhim sandadhe. He attained samadhi. That is, here it means that very concentratedly he is looking at his daughters and looking for an answer from them. इत्यार्षे श्रीमद् रामायणे वाल्मीकिये आदिकाव्ये बालकांडे 32 सर्गः. So 32nd sarga has ended here. So what will happen next is these people will tell the story that it has happened like that. Kushanabha has some mixed feelings. He says actually what you have done is something very I mean you have done something very noble, that is you have kept up your father's greatness, and I know you are suffering like this. And then he praises the virtue of suffering, etc. So all that you will see that, so Kushanabha will say that for the sake of your father's words you have undertaken so much suffering, etc. Keep your father's honor, etc. You have undertaken great suffering, and he will praise that. So it seems that therefore why am I saying, or therefore why Tattvavedantaji also says, and all Mahatmas say this, in fact, that this Kushanabha's daughter story has inspired Rama a lot. That we will see as even we proceed. Kushanabha will praise the what should I say, the greatness of forbearance for the sake of dharma. So similarly Rama, we will see in Ayodhya Kanda, for the sake of dharma. So these daughters of Kushanabha also, you know, they could have kept dharma away and then just went and whatever they have spent time with Vayu, but they didn't do that. They kept up to dharma, and then they said, go and talk to our father is in charge, whoever our father gets us married to, we will marry them, etc. So all that will come in the next sarga, and then after that he will tell the story of Kushanabha's son Gadhi, etc., and then the story proceeds. So this we will see next week. Om yatra yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam tatra tatra कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकम्. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरिः ओम तत्सत्. श्रीरामार्पणमस्तु. So if you have anything to ask.